Iran has accelerated its nuclear program. The so-called breakout time, at which point Iran will have produced enough weapons-grade uranium for a bomb, is close to zero, perhaps a matter of weeks. Whether they have the technical know-how to develop a bomb is another question. The IAEA, which inspects the declared enrichment sites, one of them an underground facility in Natanz, the other buried inside a mountain at Fordow, do not have the access they once had. There is a lot the international community does not know about Iran's intentions, all of which makes today's negotiations currently ongoing in Rome, the fifth round of talks between the White House and Iran, all the more critical. The US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is there in Italy with orders to seal a diplomatic solution which Donald Trump believes is in reach.
I want to make a deal with Iran. I want to do something if it's possible. But for that to happen, it must stop sponsoring terror, halt its bloody proxy wars, and permanently and verifiably cease its pursuit of nuclear weapons. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
The Israelis think it's all futile. In fact, some months ago, the Defence Minister, Israel Katz, said he thought Iran was more exposed than ever to an attack on its nuclear facilities. A series of reports this week, based on leaked US intelligence, suggests the Israeli Air Force is now well advanced in those plans, with or without US backing. Iran's defence minister warned on Sunday that Tehran will not hesitate to retaliate were they to come under attack. The White House seems sufficiently concerned that Donald Trump raised this with Benjamin Netanyahu when they spoke last night, following the murder of the two Israeli diplomats in Washington. Hamid Reza Azizi is an Iran analyst. He gave us his view of the talks.
I think as we proceed with the negotiations and now we enter the fifth round, it's getting more and more complicated. We saw how tense the whole issue was over the past few days, and the statements coming from both sides, the red lines that both Donald Trump, the US side, and also Ayatollah Khamenei, the Iranian supreme leader, tried to depict. All this means that now talks have entered into a very serious stage. On one hand, the very fact that they are still committed to this diplomatic path could be a good sign. But then the core issue seems to be the Iranian ability to enrich uranium, which some US officials, especially Special Envoy Witkoff, have said that it is the red line. And on the other side, Ayatollah Khamenei has, completely ruled out the possibility of stopping enriching uranium within the Iranian territory.
Yeah, as you suggest, so often it comes to the internal conversation within Iran. It's the doves versus the hawks. And it's the signalling that we get from the supreme leader that we have to watch. Does he want a deal?
If he didn't want a deal, I think the Iranian delegation wouldn't have been engaged in the negotiations, and they wouldn't have been in Rome today for a new round. So what we have seen over the past few months, particularly since February, when Khamenei first ruled out negotiations, and he basically said that it is not honorable, not logical to talk, and then he allowed this. It seems that there seems to be sort of a division of labor. So at the executive level, of course, the administration, the foreign ministry in this case, is in charge of actual negotiation and diplomatic engagement. But as everybody, especially the United States administration, knows that it is in the end a decision of the supreme leader. He comes in from time to time to clarify the red lines in order, in his view, to basically give enough material to bargain, and at the same time basically close the door to any sort of unwanted compromise that actually the more moderate administration might be willing to accept, but not Khamenei himself.
Hamid Reza Azizi speaking to me a little time ago.